Hi, Scottish Mudlarking with Nicole and Craig. Today we've come along to Dysart and we're looking for transferware. So a lot of you have been asking questions about the difference between spongeware and transferware. We've been approaching that question over the last few weeks, and this week we're going to take a close look at what transferware is. Oh, very pebbly beach today. Some glass. A wee bit of frosted glass there, take that, even if it is a wee bit shiny there. Really big wishing stone there. Well, not really big, but it's much larger than the ones we normally find. Is it a wishing stone? Oh no, no, the line's broken. No wishes there. So, we're just here. Now, what are your first impressions? You might have to be a wee bit loud to try and be heard over the waves behind you there.
Yeah. First impressions, I found a bit of blue, which is always a nice start. It's small. And I've just spotted some beach metal, which looks a bit like it's brass.
Oh, right.
That's interesting.
That is, I thought that was an insulating cable at first, but no, it's brass.
Yeah, it is. And I'm just spotting something, and I don't know what this is. It looks a bit like it's coal, but it's got a line on either side, so maybe it's some sort of pad.
Okay.
But I'll show you close up.
Well, I think that's a pretty good start for having just arrived here a wee while ago.
Yeah, pretty cool find. So
quite interesting things. No idea what that black object is at the back.
No.
It's a carbon thing, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it's carbon, but I don't know what it is either. But yeah, it's first impressions, good start.
Yeah. Okay. There. This is some kind of spring, some kind of big spring for something. I mean, we'll leave that here. We can't do anything with that. Might take it off the beach just to get it out of the way, stop that corrosion. But Nicole's just found something. I just heard a wee shout from up the back there, so let's go see what she's found.
Some right here.
Okay, so clearly I took so long that Nicole has found something and lost it again. Okay, good news. Nicole spotted it again. It's just here beside this sun-bleached shell.
Yeah.
Just talking of sun bleaching, that's a reference to another video. Anyway, yeah, let's have a wee look at that then. So that's transferware. Ah, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
See, there's very nice defined lines, very strong, clear lines. Don't get that with spongeware.
No, lovely geometric pattern.
Yeah.
That's good.
Now, we'll say a little bit about how what technique was used to apply those kinds of patterns a little later on, but for the moment we hope we can find lots more of it.
Yeah, where there's one there might be another one. We're just along the road from Kirkcaldy where pottery was made, spongeware and transferware, so we're hoping that we find a couple of more pieces.
So I'm guessing you're excited enough for that to be a marble?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so where is it?
There is a clear marble.
Cool. Okay, so as per usual, just shout at the screen if you can see it.
I want to pick it up.
Okay, Nicole's going to show you where it is.
Okay, and
almost
it's
centre of the screen, yeah,
there.
right there. There we go, if you hadn't spotted it. Right there.
I'm going to take it out now. Ooh, lovely clear marble.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Perfectly round. Not, well, there's a few chips on it, but nothing to complain about, eh?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Isn't it lovely? Yeah, it's relatively hard to spot. But once you know you're looking for a round object within like organic objects, it's relatively easy to spot. Well, I see that.
yeah, in a landscape of irregular shapes.
Yeah.
These things kind of tend to jump out. Well, if you've got an eye for them, that is.
Yeah, you can develop
very
an eye.
nice.
Yeah. Yay.
That's an excellent find.
Yay, I'm happy.
Cool. That's a wee bit of blue glass. Some odd beach metal.
Yeah.
And yeah. No, a marble.
And a marble, okay. We can go home now.
Oh well. Let's have a wee look and see if we can find some of that transferware.
Oh yeah. I found plain pottery so far.
Okay. Let's see what we get.
Yeah.
Well, Nicole seems to have been having all the luck today. I haven't found much. Found that one wee piece of nicely frosted stuff, and there's this wee piece of green, very frosted. That's quite sweet. I'll take that along. Don't normally pick up green, but it's a really nice one. So we were just walking along the shoreline here to see if we can get a wee bit closer to West Wemyss, I guess. And Nicole spotted this huge chunky piece of glass, and this kind of much stranger object. It looks like it's a metal bar. Now does that look like ceramic around it to you, or what do you think that is?
No, it's like a kind of rubbery thing.
A rubber.
You think it might be from a mangle?
Could be from a mangle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, a mangle people might know as a ringer.
Yeah.
But we'll try and put up a photograph of that. But there's a couple of nice wee things around here. We'll maybe come back to that in a second. It could be from a mangle. That would be really interesting. There's a wee shard of glass here. I'm just going to pop it down there beside that one.
Yeah, I think we'll take that chunky piece.
Yeah, now there's a nice wee frosted piece I just saw off to my left. So, oh, excuse the wobbly camera for a second whilst I overextend my reach. And that's that wee bit there. It's a nice wee bit. It's got a wee bit shiny just here, but it's still quite nice, I think.
Yeah, but this one, look. Oh, that is thick.
It is, and talking of thick, there's a very thick piece of ceramic there as well, just plain, nothing on it, but an interesting little, well now maybe that's just a break line.
No, I'm going to take these two pieces.
Cool, okay. 2 more for the collection.
Yep.
Right, transferware.
It's a bit of blue.
Okay, cool. So we found a wee bit of blue. It is quite a wee bit.
Can you see it?
Yes, it's very blue, which makes it quite distinct from its surroundings.
I'm going to just put my hand there so you can see. Nice wee nugget.
Yeah, it's a nice wee bit.
Yep, I'll take that.
So I was just about to show you something quite interesting that's a feature of this coast and that we speak about quite a lot, and Nicole found some milk glass.
Yay, it's my favourite, the green emerald green one.
Okay, so it's a nice piece of emerald green milk glass that Nicole's found, and we're going to track the camera in. And yeah, it's very green, isn't it?
Yeah. Here in Scotland we usually find those pieces in much larger shape and not that small, so that's great.
That's lovely. It's got a little bit of contour on the edge there as well.
Yep.
Or on that plane, that surface, there's some lines scored in there.
Yeah.
Nice wee feature.
Great. Oh, come home.
Oh, just coloured on one side. A nice wee bit of blue pottery. Ah, and Nicole has just come up beside me and shown me that. Now, that is spongeware.
It is, yeah.
And we can see it's spongeware because the lines are less distinct. They're not as clear and crisp as you would find on transferware. Now that I'm actually kneeling down here on the ground, I'm finding lots of little pieces of glass as well.
Yeah, sometimes if you just kind of sit and look around, you find a few pieces. There's a little seafoam piece there.
Yeah, it's a wee bit shiny, this one.
Yeah.
But it's still nice.
Yeah. Well, so we found some pottery. That's good. So we found one piece of transferware and one piece of spongeware. So fingers crossed we find more transferware.
Yeah, let's head up the coast to see if we can.
Yeah.
So before I catch up with Nicole, I'm just going to grab a couple of wee things. Just a wee bit of green there, nice wee bit of frosted kind of clear glass in front of that there. There's other little shards of green. These are really small, very shiny pieces, so I'm going to leave those here. That's very nice. It's a nice big wishing stone, that one. It's a very fine line, but it does go all the way around. It's maybe a little large if you were hoping to carry a wishing stone around in your pocket though. I think we'll leave this one here. I'm catching up with Nicole now, and we can see that there's yet another brick structure up here. I'm sorry if the wind noise is getting a bit much. We're kind of walking into the wind just now. Now that brick structure looks very, very much like Nicole's found something as well. But that brick structure looks very much like the bases that we saw over at the gasworks. Just look down and saw this tiny wee nugget. It's really nice. It looks like a pebble, but it's not a pebble. It's a wee bit of sea glass.
Well, that's gorgeous.
It is, isn't it?
Thank you.
So it's happened yet again. I said, oh, let's get back to the car. And well, yeah, we found this. It's a really lovely wee piece of frosted white sea glass there, but that's not what caught my eye. What caught my eye is just up here. I think I'm going to ask Nicole to pop in and I mean, I'm sure you can see it now. If you can just maybe pick that piece up, that's a lovely wee piece of light blue.
That looks very turquoise, actually.
That's very nice. That's I'm tempted to say that's pendant sized.
It is, and it's a tear
shape. It's a beautiful wee piece.
Yeah.
What a lovely wee find. Now, that's that other piece that I found for comparison.
That's also nice.
It's nice, it's nicely frosted, but that blue piece is lovely.
Yeah, it's electric turquoise.
That's really nice.
Yeah, my absolute favourite colour.
Okay, well, let's get back to the car.
Yeah, great find, hun.
Yeah, it really is. Oh yeah. Okay, the wind's picking up a little bit. So I'm not sure if you can hear me. You should be able to hear Nicole okay. I'm trying to angle the microphone a little bit away from the waves as well. But okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, got a couple of rocks I wanted to show you.
Yeah. Now that one is like a smaller version of that red rock that we found just along the coast here.
Yep.
And it's full of fossilised shells.
I think so, yeah, I'm not sure, but maybe we'll take this one.
Oh wow, that's really cute. I think I found the heart of the beach. Found something for you. So you've been finding a couple of rocks. I found this one.
Oh, thank you. It's heart-shaped.
Yeah, it's a nice wee heart stone.
That's nice.
I thought that was the heart of the beach.
Thank you.
Cute. Let's have a look at the stones you found.
Yeah.
Okay, Nicole's just found something cool. I've just found this wee piece of, I think it's old style privacy glass of the sort that we found quite a lot of out on the Tay. Okay, do you want to show what's...
Yeah.
Maybe pop it down there beside that.
I hope you can
get a close
see
look at it.
It's very faint.
It is very faint, yeah.
It's obvious. It looks like it's a maker's mark.
It does, yeah.
But I can't make out what it says.
Okay, well we'll maybe try and take a closer look at that. So the camera's shaky all over the place just now. Yeah, we'll try and take a closer look at that when we get back to the house.
Yeah.
And we'll see if we can identify that maker's mark.
Yes.
That would be very cool. We've had a fantastic day here today. The weather is absolutely gorgeous and we've had some really, really nice finds. So we're going to go back along to the house now and take a closer look at that transferware.
We've looked at the potteries of Kirkcaldy on a few occasions. When we do, we usually talk about spongeware and transferware as the two most common types of pottery that were made here and exported worldwide. We took a wee look at spongeware again last week when we tried to march up shards with a few of the documented patterns that were once available from Kirkcaldy's potteries. We also took a wee look at an example of the secondary employment that stemmed from these potteries. So check that out and some of the other videos in our pottery and potteries playlist. We'll be adding more to that in the future. We've only said a little bit about the differences between spongeware and transferware, so I'll say more about that now, and how transferware was made. Spongeware was invented in Glasgow in the early 1800s and is generally recognised as a Scottish product. For its part, transferware was invented in England around 1750 and has become very firmly associated with several producers there. That said, both types were produced in a variety of locations, not all of which were in the UK. If you look at examples of both styles of pottery, the most obvious difference is clear to see. Spongeware patterns are often bold, with large features, while transferware tends to be pictorial and filled with very fine detail. This is due to the method of applying colour or design. Nicole has spoken about spongeware in detail, so I'll just skip over it here. Preformed shapes cut from natural sponges were used to build up a design piece by piece, using a stamping technique. If you've ever done potato printing, then you'll have a good idea how spongeware designs were built up. The result often creates patterns or images that are big and bold. The sponge medium used commonly leaves a telltale sign. The edges in spongeware designs often have nice softness to them. Transferware looks very different, and it relies on an entirely different process for manufacturing. After a design was chosen or created, a skilled craftsman etched it onto a copper plate. This technique was also used in the printing industry for publishing images alongside the written word. As with glass, metallic oxides and carbonates supply the colours. In the case of blue pottery, cobalt oxide or carbonate is mixed with an oil, which is then rubbed onto a heated copper plate. Any excess of this mixture is removed before the next stage. Once the copper plate has cooled, a prepared sheet of fine paper is placed on top of the design. Next, the copper and the paper are pressed to make sure that the design is fully applied onto the paper. The copper plate is heated a second time before the paper, now a transfer, is carefully removed to be applied to a piece of pottery. If the design was composed in parts, then the paper had to be cut into sections before each was applied to a piece of fired but unglazed pottery. Care had to be taken when applying these designs. After laying the paper down, it was patted with a light brush to press the design firmly into the pottery. The piece was then placed in water to remove the paper transfer. Once removed, the pottery was fired at a low temperature, and this fixed the transferred design onto the pottery. At this point, the design had a dull look to it. Once cooled, the pottery was then dipped completely into a glaze before being fired for a third time. This last firing was done at a much higher temperature, and that changed the colour of the oxides used in the colouring medium. In the case of bright blue patterns like the famous blue willow pattern, the mixture of cobalt oxide used in the pattern colour and silica, which is basically a very fine sand which is used in the glaze, come together to result in a clear shiny glaze under which a lush, bright blue finished pattern can be seen and is protected. Well, that's how the designs are put onto transfer, but we'll return to this topic again because there's a lot left to say.
thank you so much to Gretchen, who bought us this rotary tool from our Amazon wish list. We'll be using this in a few weeks' time for a project we have planned. Gretchen also gifted us this camera care kit. It has everything we need to keep the camera clean and looked after. It's already been very useful. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching, liking and commenting on the videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Huge thanks to everybody who's helped us out through Etsy and through Ko-fi and who've got us really lovely things through our Amazon wish list. Thank you so much.